Justify whatever you want. What happened on October 7th is absolutely horrific. Any loss of life, civilians innocent, to me is horrific. But two wrongs never make a right, ever. And in my opinion, Israel has lost this war, not militarily. And I said this on my podcast back on October 8th. They've lost the hearts and minds of most of the world.
Wow, you said that on the 8th.
I did. I said, be careful with your response.
Wow.
Because this is an opportunity you could show people that you're the more civilized ones. And it's very hard to justify. Why am I speaking even about this? I cannot stand people that are very pro-Netanyahu, I'll call it, because I am definitely not anti-Jew. I come from the Albanians, the only people that saved every single Jew during the Holocaust.
Wow.
The royal family, shout out to Prince Lech, okay? His grandfather invited all the Jews to Albania during the Holocaust, a predominantly Muslim country, 70% Muslim, okay? But Albanians have never allowed religion to dominate. We are the most open people when it comes to faith. And we didn't turn away our Jewish brothers and sisters when they came to our homeland. But what makes me angry is that because of what's happened since the inception and the creation of the State of Israel, okay, you have this narration being pumped out there by the media, by people like Loomer, by all these big influencers who want to paint this picture that Islam is the enemy of Jews. And it makes me angry, Sean, because it couldn't be further from the truth. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for the Muslims, there wouldn't probably be a single Jew left on the face of the earth. That's actually a fact.
Wow.
I challenge anyone to go to ChatGPT or Google and just type in, how were Jews treated under the Muslim empire? And it'll pump out all the history. I'm going to read a couple excerpts here, okay? In many periods of history, especially during the Middle Ages, Jews were often treated more tolerantly under Muslim rule than Christian rule. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, initially had cooperative relations with Jewish tribes. Later, political and military conflicts led to some confrontations. They paid a tax called the jizya. Everyone wants to create Islamophobia. They had to pay tax under the Muslim empire. What place on earth did you not have to pay tax? Medieval history, you had the king coming and taking all your food, left you guys starving in medieval Europe. In the Muslim world, yeah, they had a tax system. And guess what? That gave you freedom of religion, and the Jews had their own courts under the Muslim empire. So imagine, they paid a tax, they were allowed to practice their faith openly, they had their own ruling within the Muslim empire, under Muslim rule, okay? They had their own synagogues, they had their own businesses and scholarships. Okay, under Arab Muslim rule, 8th to 12th century, Jews flourished. This is in their own writings, in their own history books. Okay? And yet you have people like Loomer who want to push hatred towards Islam and try to use it as a way to justify what they are doing in the Middle East. I will not let them, as a non-Arab, as a Caucasian male, to steal the narrative that Islam is the enemy of Judaism or it's the enemy of Christianity.